question. Member from Toronto Danforth.
Thank you, Speaker. My question to the Premier. On Thursday, the government issued a press release saying it was getting $2.2 billion from the Hydro One sale in a special tax benefit. But during estimates, I asked about that $2.2 billion, and senior public servants said the $2.2 billion isn't cash. It's not money that can be spent. It's just an accounting entry. Can the Premier explain how she can spend $2.2 billion on subways when that $2.2 billion isn't in anyone's bank account and doesn't exist as cash?
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The member opposite references the deferred tax benefit that is accrued to the province as a result of this first 50% share of the tranche of the IPO, of which is going to be dedicated to the Trillium Trust. A $1 billion dividend was also established just prior to the IPO, again also going to the Trillium Trust, all of which is being used to support the renovations and the investments that we're making in infrastructure, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Supplementary.
I take non-answer as acknowledgement that there isn't real cash. The Hydro One sale gets worse every time you look at it. Ontarians are losing control of an important asset. The non-partisan Financial Accountability Officer says the deal will leave Ontario worse off than it is today. We always said that the Premier's Hydro One sell-off was smoke and mirrors. What we didn't recognize, didn't know, was how much smoke would be generated, because now they're counting cash that doesn't exist. Will the Premier admit that the $2.2 billion her government claimed would go to transit doesn't actually exist as cash, and explain how much of the transit plan is based on this kind of bad math?
Thank you. Minister of Finance.
Mr. Speaker, the net result of Hydro One activity is actually a consolidated number that comes into the Treasury, of which $2.2 billion now is being reallocated for deferred tax benefit, and it's being reinvested and dedicated to the Trillium Trust. As well, Mr. Speaker, an additional $1 billion is being used to pay down debt, which is why we're doing the transaction to not only have capital gains to be reinvested into new products, new assets, but it's also to pay down substantive debt, which is in this case $1 billion with this transaction. So, Mr. Speaker, it is enabling us to increase the valuation of Hydro One, enabling us now to have a much better and more efficient, invigorated operation, which provides greater value to the shareholders, of which is the Ontario public, Mr. Speaker, and that will enable us now to continue fostering greater returns and being reinvested. The FAO noted that very issue and noted that he was not evaluating the after.
Thank you.